Living off the land can come with a heavy price. In the case of feral cats, the price typically comes in the form of a very short life expectancy. Because while there are certainly exceptions to most every rule, cats that live outside with minimal or no human interaction and human assistance are obviously at a major disadvantage. For every cat, for every loving feline that enjoys life right there on the sofa, living that close to perfect existence, there's another cat possibly not too far away, that lives off the grid, constantly in search of the essentials and constantly on the lookout for danger and how to avoid it. The life of the feral feline and that ticking clock. That's today's topic. I've got you covered. Stay tuned. Before I begin with our topic question, let's talk about the difference between stray and feral cats, because while the terms often seem interchangeable, it's really not the case. In short, feral cats are felines that have never had a home, and if they did, that was in the distant past. Feral cats have no social skills or social training around people, or they've long since forgotten what they knew. Feral cats can belong to a larger feline family, but they don't share that family dynamic with people. Most feral cats are born on the land, live on the land, and many will live out their final hours on the land, only having passing interactions, if that, with people. This is why most feral cats have that wild-eyed look when you see them, that deer in the headlights look. Most feral cats will run from people and certainly attempted interactions. And while there are certainly exceptions to the rule, feral cats, by and large, want nothing to do with humans. When survival of the fittest is the name of the game, and staying on the defensive is key to sustaining life, feral cats can't afford to take chances. Cats are both predators and prey, and if your only home is the great outdoors, trust is at a minimum. In fact, it's virtually non-existent. Now, what's a stray cat? A stray feline is a cat that once had a home, perhaps a very loving home, perhaps even for years. At some point in life, the stray cat had all the essentials met and likely had a loving family. The stray cat is no stranger to good comforts and in many cases good people. However, for whatever the reason, the stray now roams the land, either through leaving home, abandonment, or what have you. The stray is now on the streets. One of the biggest differences between a stray and a feral is the desire for human interaction, the ability to trust, to not run away at the sight of a person. I think most of us, at one point or another, have been of service to a stray cat. This is especially true if you reside in a neighborhood setting. Perhaps someone has moved and the family cat got left behind. The cat, now without a home, becomes a bit of a community cat, going door to door in search of food and perhaps shelter. The cat is harmless, likely very sweet and loving, and probably trying to work its way into a new home with a brand new family. In fact, it's not uncommon for strays to find that new home, and it's fairly easy to reintroduce a stray to those comforts of the good life, a life they probably once enjoyed at some point. And while it's certainly possible that stray cats can become feral after too much time in the great outdoors without human contact, that's a bit rare, as the desire to approach humans will still be there for a very long time, especially if the cat in question spent many years with a family in a comfortable home environment. So the question is, how many years do feral cats typically live? On average, between 2 and 3 years. That is, without any type of human assistance. Of course, this is merely an average and certainly not a guarantee. So much depends on the general health of the cat in question and the environment itself. What the cat has to contend with can make all the difference, because we all know that not all outdoor environments are created equal. The winter months in Montana are not exactly like the winter months in, say, South Florida. When you talk about life on the land without help from a human hand, the reasons for the expected shorter lifespan compared to that of cats with indoor protection and support, now they're quite obvious. In addition to the weather, other external factors and threats include predators, outdoor terrain, motor vehicles, exposure to chemicals. I mean, the list can go on forever. It's rather lengthy and quite expected. As an example, just imagine yourself as a youngster attempting to live off the land with no means of support, with only your instincts with you to guide you and protect you. In a word, dangerous. Dangerous comes to mind. Feral cats, should come as no surprise, are at risk, what amounts to perpetual risk. There aren't too many safe days to make matters more complex and that lifespan even shorter is the fact that feral cats, to some degree, have to place themselves in danger from time to time. They'll run from it, but living off the land requires some rather bold moves, bold decisions. We all know how curious cats can be, and when you couple that with natural desire to stalk, hunt, capture, find shelter, some rolling of the dice will just have to be taken, have to take place for sure. Sometimes cats will place themselves in peril through their own doing. How many times have you seen your very own cat in an uncomfortable predicament through something they've done on their own? Your cat climbs a tree, just a harmless, curious adventure, but now they can't get down. That's just one example of a cat being a bit too adventurous for comfort. Feral cats, they're faced with constant challenges. This is why it should come as no surprise that around 36 months, without human assistance, is typically the lifespan. With respect to the feral cat population, it is estimated that between 70 and 100 million ferals are present right now in the United States alone. This is largely due to kittens of stray cats growing up on the land without direct human contact. Strays essentially producing ferals. And because cats can get pregnant at roughly the 15-week mark, the feral population has the ability to balloon out of control in a very short period of time. When it comes to location as to where most ferals reside, they typically stay out of high traffic zones whenever possible, flying under the radar of people, vacant property, say a parking lot, empty parking lot, abandoned buildings, trash cans, wooded areas, far away from populated areas. Ferals typically stay close enough to round up food, human food, that is, but far away enough to avoid coming face to face with a person. Many people, they can go an entire lifetime and never see a true feral cat. It's certainly possible. Most of the time, if you see a cat roaming around outdoors, even outside of a neighborhood setting, there's a respectable chance that you're viewing a stray cat, a feline that used to have a home and perhaps still does. They've simply just wandered off. If you do happen to spot what you believe to be a true feral cat, and perhaps a feral that is a bit bold and actually wants to approach, it's wise to keep your distance. Because while the odds of a feral cat attacking you for seemingly no reason at all are quite small, cats that live off the land, you have no idea where they've been and what diseases they could potentially carry. It's best to avoid if you can. And if you do feel a bit giving and want to offer food, place the meal far away from the cat and let the feline approach the food later, long after you've left the area. When it comes to feral cats and human interaction, it's all about safety, your safety. This is especially true if you're with a child. Keeping them safe is priority number one. Because while feral cats are typically afraid of people and want nothing to do with humans, every so often you'll find one that's a bit of a wild card. Be respectful, but also keep a healthy distance. To the audience of Senior Cat Wellness, have you had an interaction with a feral cat? And with respect to life expectancy, does that 2 to 3 year mark surprise you, or is it exactly what you expected? Your stories and general commentary, the comment section, as always, it's all yours. And if you enjoyed this content, please give the video a like and subscribe to the channel. I'd certainly love to have you as a member of the Senior Cat Wellness family. And until next time, thank you so very much for watching, and I will talk to you later.